Hello, my name is Blake Godby at Vintage Motors of Sarasota. This is our classic car business. This is our YouTube channel. I very much appreciate you for clicking on this video. Quick little thing here before I talk about the wonderful car behind me is I love classic cars, all different variations. Volkswagen Beetle, Renault, anything French, European, doesn't matter. Wonderful Packard, a Duesenberg. My biggest point to wanting to do this YouTube channel is I'm a younger person in a little bit older person's classic car game or their hobby or passion. I want to get a new audience. I want to show cars. I am very fortunate to have access to wonderful cars like this that I want to show the world. I want to bring these cars on for generations to come. I want to show the appreciation, show that these are very, very big pieces of history in just the world, not just automotive history. All the famous people that own these cars, important people, people who changed movements all over the world. Let's talk about the 1933 Packard 12. This is a 1005 convertible sedan with body by Dietrich. This is a very significant car, believed to be one of 4 remaining examples. Crazy to think. According to the Salesman's Guide Handbook from Packard in 1933, there were about 520 12-cylinder Packards made, which is nothing. In 1933, you had a whole entire year and you made 520 cars in all different variations. This is a basically a semi-custom Dietrich car. Dietrich is like the king of body coachwork. They are very sought after, very cool cars. During this time period, it's not like today where you go and buy, let's just give it an equivalent sort of S-Class or a Maybach or a Rolls-Royce. And they're pretty much identical. Maybe you could change the colors and the interior and maybe some trim, but they're all the basic same car. This car, you could have bought it in 20 different variations or whatever your imagination back in the day was. You could pick a body and bring it to a coachwork like Dietrich or Murphy body or Fagoni Falaschi. What I'm going to do is show you around here a little bit. So I'm going to open the back door here, the suicide door. Kind of see in here, you can see that gorgeous burgundy interior, the chrome right here. And you can see it on that side, all the bows. This is icy beige, some people see tan. Wilton carpet. That is a seat. Or sorry, seat, what am I even saying? That is a footrest. That footrest actually moves. I'll go to the other side. Well, this actually moves out of your way, which I think is fantastic. You can see the little handle here. This is a storage area right behind the front seat. That's super cool. You can see the Packard in the door sill right there. You can see that is an ashtray with the cigarette lighter right there. The buttons in the seats. That is a actual glass rear window. That's very cool with the chrome around it. Let me go. Come on around. Chivalry isn't dead. I'll open the door for you. You can see all the wonderful chrome work. The steering wheel. Look at this. Ribbed. Absolutely think this is incredible. Chrome all the way down. This chrome shaft goes all the way into the firewall, through the firewall, into the engine bay. This is chrome. If any of you watching this know, chrome is extremely expensive and very difficult process, and not many people do it anymore. So this is stunning to see. That's your brake pressure here. I'll go about that later on in the video when we go for a drive. The gauges are gorgeous. That's artwork. I'm going to keep saying this is artwork over and over again in this video, just because it is. This was a very expensive car back in the day, $4,650 at base. I'll close this door here. We'll talk a little bit more in specifics that pertain to this car. This car has over $443,000, and you can show them FedEx backing up over there. Ruining our video. Thank you, FedEx. We have $443,000 in restoration receipts in this car. Repaint, chassis redone, engine rebuilt, transmission rebuilt, new clutch. I mean, the list goes on and on. The stack of records is like this tall. It's insane, ridiculous. The commitment is fantastic. The gentleman, Ed Miller, rest his soul, absolutely fantastic gentleman. I am very pleased to have met him, spent actually an entire day with him on a separate car. I will show a picture of it somewhere here. 1931 Studebaker that we restored. That was, wow, probably 10 years ago for me now. That was one of the first classic cars of this era that I actually did a massive amount of work on. I've obviously driven a bunch up to that point, but I did massive work. We did a whole engine rebuild. The car was Concord quality, like this one. And Ed Miller wrote a bunch of wonderful this generation car books. So he did, I believe, 2 volumes about people and their specific late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s classics like this one, where he goes into detail, talks about what they did to their specific car. We did a whole video driving around town in it. I had just finished rebuilding the engine. He was in the car with me for the break-in period. Just a great guy. If you are a Packard person, you will know that he was on the forums in a big way. Some people called him Big Ed. I don't know if he wanted to be called Big Ed, but nonetheless, they called him Big Ed. But Ed was on the forums everywhere. He was a known expert. I don't like to use the word expert, but he was a known expert in these cars. He owned this car from 1990 up until about 3 years ago when he unfortunately passed away. We purchased this from his wife and also purchased the other 2 cars, which I will make videos on later. 34 Super 8 Packard and a 32 all-weather Phaeton Cadillac. But today's video is on this Packard. You can see the luggage rack here, the chrome, massive chrome bumper. Luggage rack actually folds down. You see all the wonderful chrome ribbing. I mean, the attention to detail in these cars is, you know, unless you're buying a multi-million dollar Pagani or a Koenigsegg in today's world, you're not going to get this. Like, you're just not going to get sort of beautiful, neat chrome work, beading. Obviously, those cars have carbon fiber and everything like this. This has woodwork. This has chrome everywhere. This has porcelain all over the car. We were going to note down here, this is the Packard 12. This is something I was reading in one of Ed's forum posts about the centers on these wheels. This is correct, and he managed to figure out how to exactly replicate this sort of, I don't know how you can see that, script design, but that was a big piece. I know, like, again, it's all about the details on these cars. This car was judged 98 to 100 points on 3 separate occasions. If you are in this sort of space, or if you're not, just to clarify, it is incredibly hard to achieve a rating like this. The amount of time and dedication, just forget the money part of it, just the time and dedication in order to do a car like this. This is very hard, and I definitely appreciate that hard work and dedication that goes to it. The passenger side here, I can roll up this window. You can kind of see that a little bit. So I move out of the way here. This is roll-up windows. Helps keep the bad weather out, which is important. We'll also show the senior, or the Premier Senior Winner Badge for the Classic Car Club of America. So this was a senior award winner, and also the CCA, which I'm thankful to be a young member in that club as well. If you're not a part of it, I strongly recommend it. There are loads of great information at the Classic Car Club of America. You can see the paint-matched covered spares. So this is not a canvas cover. This is actual metal wrapped around the spare tire. This is just the sort of extra stuff that you would get. The depth in the silver paint is gorgeous on this car. You can see the side vents again on this side. That lets heat out. They are manual. You can also see the pinstriping. This pinstriping is all the way down the car. Ribbed all the way down the car. Really helps. It does match the wheels, which is a great touch in my mind. We have this, you know, you see a lot of classic cars around sort of this era. Maybe you don't see them, but, you know, there's something to note here. This headlight, like, look at that. There are a lot of beautiful cars with beautiful headlights, but this comes to a point. And I want to show something. This headlight comes to a point right here, and this is, hopefully you can hear that, actual glass for the headlamps. if you see what they were trying to accomplish here is this comes to a point as well on the grill. And they did that on all three. This is that detail I'm talking about. We'll note the cormorant. This is not a swan. Really great piece. Obviously a hood ornament gets everybody going here. It has different bumpers than a Super 8. Very similar looking, but they're actually a little bit bigger, very fat around this area, very heavy. I've had one of these crush me in the chest before while working on one of these cars. It was not fun. I was very badly bruised for a very long time. These pilot lights actually swivel. If you see that the steering is swiveled here, really cool. The two horns, dual chrome horns. Look at these massive trumpets. There's just so much to talk about. Again, they even did these sort of running lights on top of the fenders with the same point as every single one of it. This is just something you get excited about. There's not just like one sort of specific thing. There's just so much to see, so much to talk about, so much to look at. I'm gonna open up the hood so you can see the wonderful green paint, but also the porcelain manifolds. If you're familiar with porcelain, this car has held up extremely well. The attention to detail is massive here. The firewall is gloss black. The chrome all around here. That is a dual ignition. Dual. So basically it's running like two banks. Again, if you see something or if I said something wrong, please leave it down in the comments. I want to bring people into the comment sections to talk about all of these cars. You know, like the oil fill, this detail here. Black, filled in oil fill. This is metal. This is a heavy piece of metal. You can see this rod that goes in through up into the cockpit for sort of ride control and whatnot, but that's chrome. That's your chrome steering rod or steering shaft right there. Right there, steering column with your box. The frame is gloss black. Your generator is painted. Look at this, paint. I think another cool piece while working on some of these classic Packards, Duesenbergs, old Lincolns that we've had over the past, that water pump, unlike today, is rebuildable. So you actually rebuild the water pump. It's packed with this stuff in, so you repack it, you readjust it, you put it in there. This is just like, it's fun, it's interesting. It's unlike anything today. You know, it like brings you to a different time. Another thing, Mr. Miller drove this car all over the country. He would ship it out to shows, drive it, use it, enjoy it, clean it up again. There's a guy that was dedicated to driving this car, but also preserving it in such a beautiful condition that it is. There are numerous records for him spending $600, $800, $1,000, $2,000 just having it detailed after a long drive. The man was very, again, dedicated to this car, his other two cars, and even some cars that he had prior. Quite honored to have my father and I purchase this car. Great to drive. Speaking of driving, I have babbled long enough. You probably just want to see it move down the road. Let's go see it drive. So now that we're in the Packard, I'm going to hit the key here. I'm going to turn it on. You can see the gasoline gauge working here. The amps obviously bounced a little bit back and forth there, which is great. And I believe these are called Waltham gauges, which are stunning. They were also redone, I believe, in 2006 or 8. Again, refinished. We're currently showing 11,097 miles. The brake select. So this is the silver brake select. So it'd be 1, 2, 3. So that's 2, 3, and 4. So this is what I am told today, to kind of break it down into what we're used to in modern times, is basically the brake pressure, but kind of like ABS. So very similar to what ABS would have been. The Duesenbergs from 29 to 1930, we'll say 7, late 36, 7, had a sort of rain, snow, ice, dry mode, which was very similar to this brake select. If that is wrong, please leave it down in the comments below. I would like to actually add some great information to this video, but I'm going to stop talking and we should start driving because that's the best part. So I have that on here. We're just basically going to hit this button. And, you know, she runs like a fine watch. So what I like to do is shift into second first, kind of get that synchro ready for first. There's no grinding there. This car runs beautifully. Oh, and she's got torque, V12. Horn is horny. I like if you notice when we're steering here, the center of the steering wheel actually stays stationary, which I think is just like an absolutely fantastic piece. And the brakes work really well, as you can see. Wait for this car to go by. We're gonna go on basically what it is like a 2-mile loop here. Maybe a little longer. Depends what traffic looks like today. We're gonna lightly shift up here into the next gear. Packards shift beautifully. Duesenbergs, if you own one or driven one, do not drive like a Packard. They drive a little bit more truck-like. Duesenberg might have a little bit more power, which we know it does. It rides beautifully. This car also has ride control. It does ride well. This is kind of a bumpy road over here. I think one big thing is this car was restored beautifully, which I've said multiple times in this video and will continue to say, that this car has $443,000 in restoration receipts. And if you would like to pan around to the rear to kind of show what it looks like, it is a great place to be. Love the interior color. I love the tan top. You can see all the bows in the top and everything are either chrome or painted to match the top. It's either tan or beige, whatever you prefer or whatever you see in your eyes. We all see color a slight bit different. This is a totally different experience than driving even just like a car from the 50s. To see the progression of time just in body shape, even from like a 1929 to a 1937 car, just to see their fender shape. 1933, 1934, 1932 are all very iconic and important Packards of the time. Very favored cars. Believe it or not, in 1934 they made more Packards than 33. According to the Packard manual, they made about 520 of these cars. That means 12-cylinder Packards. Not the convertible sedan like this. This is a Dietrich-bodied convertible sedan. It breaks a lot of necks. This does not have any sort of aftermarket indicators. I'm sure we could add those. Easy to do. But look at all this chrome work. Like when you look all over the place. Like look at this little... Put your cigarettes in there. Ashtray. Look at the glass right here. Look at your chrome windshield wipers. That's your windshield motor. That's chrome. Your chrome latches on both sides. You know, the old saying is, a Packard, ask the man that owns one. I see why they say that. 5,600 pounds, and this was the most expensive semi-custom Packard available in 1933 outside of a custom car, but this car was $4,650. That was before options. There were options like the different colors on your wheels, different accent colors. This car also has the wonderful swivel headlights, an invention that goes, I believe, it started in the mid to late 20s. So your trip lights will move with the steering. Great safety feature, but also it looks awesome. So if you are a person that is used to sporting about in one of these, you will know that roll-up windows are very important for when it rains. Unlike like a sport Phaeton or a roadster. Roadster is a term that some people use incorrectly, but a roadster does not have roll-up windows. They just have curtains, side curtains. Side curtains are irritating. Also, you get water all over you, and a convertible sedan like this wonderful Dietrich-bodied car, I just roll this window up. It's great. I'd love to hear people who have a bunch of wonderful things to leave in the comments. Fun facts, interesting things, something interesting about the gauges or the dash. Anything you guys have to add. I'm just honored to be in a beautiful piece like this. And as you can see, it drives well. I love, if you kind of see I'm about 5'10". I could probably sit back a little bit for a little bit better seating position. The low-cut windshield, one, looks great, but I kind of got to bend down a little bit, which is fine. I have ample leg room, as you can see. I'm not like scrunched up in here. We are back at our shop. If you'd like to show the people, we are right behind Sarasota Airport, SRQ. You can easily fly in, come look at our cars, come look at this car, see it on the lift, maybe take it for a test drive. But this is our building, 7519 Pennsylvania Avenue. I want to say thank you very much for watching. I absolutely love this car. And again, please leave some comments down below of some interesting Packard stuff or great stories. The gentleman that owned this car from 1990 to about 2022 when he passed away was a true enthusiast, as I said earlier in the video. A wonderful gentleman, a great guy, very welcoming classic car guy to a young person like myself. Taught a lot of different people about Packards. This guy, I would say, is a Packard expert. I don't use the word expert. I think expert's kind of a wild term to use because I don't think anybody's a true expert, but I would give Ed Miller the expert status of all these cars. He had this beautiful 12-cylinder car. He had the Super 8. I'll probably make a video about the Super 8 in the coming months after we do a few tweaks to it. But again, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.